Thursday, 4th of December, and I'm here again today at the Pro Cathedral in Dublin, and today I'll be bringing up a number of issues, including Father Scully House just up the road from here.
Diarmuid Martin, your Archbishop, is a hypocrite. Diarmuid Martin claims now he's helping the homeless. On a Sunday, his staff here, under the orders of Fiacre Morrison, is moving people who beg outside here for a few bob for a hostel. Diarmuid Martin is an absolute hypocrite. On a Sunday outside here, you'll see the homeless people being moved by Diarmuid Martin's staff. People who come along here out in need to try and get a few bob off the congregation for a hostel or for something to eat. And Diarmuid Martin's staff is moving them from the steps here. People who come out of need, desperate people who need a few bob, come begging here and are physically removed from the steps of the Pro Cathedral by Fiacre Morrison and his crew under the orders of Father Damien O'Reilly and Archbishop Martin. Archbishop Martin is an absolute hypocrite, claiming now, after the death of John Corrie, that he's going to make places available for the homeless. Diarmuid Martin is stopping homeless people from coming here to beg for a few bob, to try and save their lives, to try and book themselves into accommodation. Diarmuid Martin's worried about the donations being affected in his cathedral. How much did it cost for this solicitor's letter for me to try and silence me? That would have paid for a hostel for a good couple of nights for John Corrie, who is now dead. Diarmuid Martin is an absolute hypocrite. There's a building up the road, Father Scully House, that's sitting idle because the Catholic organisation are looking for high rents for it. Diarmuid Martin says he can't do anything. When you ask Diarmuid Martin to do anything about Catholic organisations in Ireland, he can do nothing. He's an absolute hypocrite. Diarmuid Martin is a hypocrite, claiming now that he's going to help the homeless. How much would that letter there, how much did that letter cost to try and silence me? A letter from Mason Hayes and Curran Solicitors, #1 solicitors in Ireland. That would have paid a hostel for John Corrie for a good couple of nights. Ask Diarmuid Martin how much that letter cost. Ask him how much his other letters costing and how much his solicitors are costing. Living in the lap of luxury in Drumcondra, being driven about in a private car with a private driver. Diarmuid Martin knows nothing about homelessness. The Vatican is full of gold. Diarmuid Martin's gone about with a gold ring. Tell him to pawn his gold ring or sell it and help the homeless. He's a hypocrite. Richest bank in the world, the Vatican. Rolling in gold. Only a couple of hundred homeless people in Ireland. Catholic Church in charge of charities here. Where's the money going? Where's all the money going that you are donating to? There's less than 200 people on the streets of Dublin. Where is your donation money going? They're going for solicitors' letters for me. That's where your money is going to. Trying to silence people that are speaking out. Silencing people within here. Pádraig Dunn, one of your workers in here, has left the church because of what's going on in this place. Diarmuid Martin and Father Damien O'Reilly are sending their staff out here on a Sunday to move people who are begging outside here. Not on the steps, but they feel they have the authority to come out onto the pavement and move people who are begging. And yet they are begging inside twice at every Mass with their baskets. Tell them to put away their baskets and help the homeless. Where is their donations going to? They're going to solicitors. That's where your donations are going. Solicitors' letters. Homeless people dying on the streets of Dublin. Diarmuid Martin living in the lap of luxury. The Papal Nuncio Charlie Brown. One man. Look at the property he's living in up in Cabra. Look at these people. Why are you giving these people money? Private drivers, fancy cars, gold rings, fancy frocks. Who are they kidding? Who are you kidding? You are paying for solicitors to silence people. You are paying for priests to rape children. You are paying for nuns to lock them up in homes. Babies sold, taken off mothers and sold around the world for decades. Will you just wake up? These are being taken for fools. Fools are being taken for. Giving money to this mob here with the richest bank in the world, the Vatican. Rolling in gold. Properties all over the world lying idle. Homeless people with nowhere to stay. There's where your money is going. Solicitors' letters. Homeless people dying on the streets of Dublin. Diarmuid Martin living in the lap of luxury. You're donating to keep these people in big fancy houses, keeping them in a great lifestyle. He's a hypocrite. Sending people out here, staff out to move beggars from outside the churches. Now claiming he's helping the homeless. The Archbishop of Dublin is a hypocrite. Every Sunday his staff's coming out here moving the homeless, and the homeless people who come along here to beg on a Sunday. Now he's saying he's going to make a premises available for the homeless. Diarmuid Martin's a hypocrite. He's living in the lap of luxury up in Drumcondra. Papal Nuncio's living in the lap of luxury. There's less than 200 people homeless on the streets of Dublin. Diarmuid Martin is helping none of them. Your donations are going for solicitors' letters to silence people who are speaking out. Diarmuid Martin's jumping on the bandwagon now because John Corrie died on the streets of Dublin. He's done nothing. Catholic organisations in Ireland for decades and decades and decades have done nothing.
Let's have a look at this. This is Father Scully House. This was paid for by the Irish state, by the Irish taxpayer, and handed over to the Catholic Housing Aid Society. It lies idle at the moment because of a dispute, allegedly. Diarmuid Martin says that he can't intervene in this, and he says that people, if they're not Catholics, shouldn't name the society Catholic Housing Aid. This is all hypocrisy. Let's have another look at it from this angle. There it is, starting there, out down here. What a building. 200 million made available by the state to build this. And an organisation calling themselves the Catholic Housing Aid Society. Diarmuid Martin claims that they're not Catholic. And if that's the case, why is Diarmuid Martin not sending them a solicitor's letter at the bare minimum for fraud, for fraudulently using a name? Diarmuid Martin says he can't do anything about this. Look at fully furnished inside, and the organisation that run this want high rents now for this. An agreement was made with the council for a low rent so they could put people in here. Now it's lying idle, and people are dying on the streets of Dublin, dying on the streets all over Ireland in fact, and will be more. And look at this, what a scandal. What hypocrisy there is. What hypocrisy. Diarmuid Martin has no bother sending me a solicitor's letter from Mason, Hayes and Curran to try to silence me. Why is the anti-solicitor now to deal with this organisation that are claiming that they're Catholic when he says that they're not a Catholic organisation, and in fact they have been on radio themselves recently and stated that they are not a Catholic organisation. So how has this been allowed to happen in Ireland? Have a look at this building. What a disgrace. Taxpayers' money paid for this, lying idle right beside the Vincent de Paul building. This is the hypocrisy of Ireland.
The country's Catholic bishops have said society should prioritise the eradication of homelessness. Their comments came in advance of the Forum on Homelessness in Dublin, organised by the Minister for the Environment, Alan Kelly. It follows the death in a doorway near Leinster House of Jonathan Curry earlier this week. Today's forum involves the Minister, the leaders of the capital's 4 local authorities, the area's 2 archbishops and at least 10 voluntary organisations.